All right, this is going to be very, very quick. I just finished doing chapter 4, so this would be a check in for chapter 3 and 4. I just want to mention a few of the people that we have. As far as the plot goes, it's been a little bit slow in that regard. Doesn't mean it hasn't been interesting. It just maybe there's not a lot to talk about as far as the different scenes. I really like this thing with Kruppa as he continually kind of expresses what is going on. We have the Trigal guild showing up, and it's just a kind of a big mess um, in their enormous carriage. And I have to think, I wonder if they're going to go around, just like from the prologue, if they're going to go around picking people up, getting them to safety, or who knows what. It seems like they're the ones that would have to kind of do that, and they can go in and out of these different places. So we have the shareholder Faint, Master Quell, Rakanto, Quips. They're at Quips Bar, Glano Tarp, and very, very interesting. It's the we wonder. They still don't know. They still don't know exactly at this point who was trying to kill the bridge burners. They thought, well, maybe that's some Malazans that kind of hired some assassins and wanted to do that because there's a steep penalty for abandoning. But they have their own assassins, and later on we find this guy named Humble. What's his name again? Humble Measure, and he has quite this past, and it sounds like he's probably the one doing this. And he doesn't seem like he seems like, just like we've had in these other books as well. If he just got some of the truth of what was going on, that maybe these are not the people who are after them. These do not speak for, these are not, this isn't Empress Lacine or the people that he should be targeting. But, he's had quite the history with the Malazans, and he's seen awful things happen. So I guess it would make sense. And he sees that having them in this city would be no good. We have Gruntle, and he's been part of his own caravan. He's still guarding caravans, and it's just a mess. He is like the only live one who showed up. Everyone else died, but he can still kind of order them around, these dead ones, kind of like on the ship. Even though they're dead, they're not quite dead. And then I think this might have just been in my imagination as I was thinking of other stuff, but I believe he releases the drivers to Hood, which is so cool. And I can't wait to, I'm so obsessed with Hood. I hope we get more and more of him. I'm glad that he was a big part of this last book. And I'm glad that we have Gruntle again. He's still awesome. I don't think Stani was with him. We have Gruntle going past the horses of the Trigal, one of these caravan carriages that got destroyed. And it sounds like these horses really aren't, they're not worried about Gruntle. Usually things really notice. They see that feline aspect of him. Makes me wonder, are these maybe these Jag horses, or the one that Havoc was? Havoc 2.0? Who knows? Torvald is here. He owes money still, but and these two guys that are collectors that already knew Torvald go to kind of bring him in. He wants one more day, and he owes 1,000 silver councils. That is kind of built up on interest. Yes, Humble Measure is this bastard son of a Rivi guy or a Rivi woman and I believe, a blacksmith or something, and he's kind of kept that going, and protecting he's protecting the household and stuff, and he's seen some awful stuff. He saw his mother raped and murdered and by Malazans, and no wonder he has this sentiment towards them. And we get it confirmed that the 4 assassins failed, and da 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 da. We have Sister Spite showing up with that whole group, with Barathol, the Bokarala are kind of running the ship or something. Barathol Mekar, Char, who's like it's kind of like a very childlike mute giant type. We have Iskarl Pust and Magora, and that's still like as funny as ever. We have Mappo, who has become really good friends with Barathol. And something that I've noticed in this one, I mean, we've noticed it in all of these books so far, but in this one, especially, it's kind of, they really point at it, is how a lot of these people are getting very close to one another and want to help one another, but sometimes they are, these people that seem like they should be close are now separating. Mappo is going to go do his own thing. We find out here. I don't know if we knew before, but Barathol was a part of the Red Blades. He wants to go be, guard Mappo's back, and I love it. I love these two, but Mappo has got to go find Icarium, and it sounds like it's too late for him, but who knows? I still don't know where that is going to go. I just love it so far. And yeah, like I said, Iskarl, Pust, and Magora are just hilarious still. Char, once he finds out that Mappo isn't going back, is going to weep like a child. Really great stuff here. Solara and Cutter are going to kind of separate here. It's noted here that Cutter wants to go home. He wants to go to Darujistan and kind of reunite with some of the people there and warn them about things. But it makes extra note again that Solara or Cutter has really changed Solara. Probably for the better, but yeah, very cool. Raced kicks Ralik Nom in the head. I've been waiting for that guy to wake up since the end of book 1, or whenever we found out that he was there. Maybe Memories of Ice, when Perrin goes and finds him sleeping. I've been waiting for him to wake up and make his way back home, and hopefully he'll meet up with Torvald, and he has these assassins that are like a cult to him now. Just crazy. Cool stuff. And even Raced sounds like he wants to have him around a little longer, but he's doing his duty here. As far as I can tell, I'm Jagged, Raced, once tyrant, now a prisoner. And he quotes Gothos. He who rises shall fall. He who falls shall be forgotten. So said Gothos, although alas, it seems we must all wait forever for his name, before his name fades into oblivion. Yeah, isn't that the truth? And he says that, speaking to Ralik Nom, speaks of Odotarl within his veins, which I don't know if that's supposed to be literal or, this is a metaphor for, very cool. Vorkan has escaped, and I think it is maybe her that Chilbias maybe saw leaving the Azath house, but Ralik's also going to leave. Maybe it was him, but it sounds like it was maybe Vorkan who escaped. Who knows what that person's going to be up to once she leaves. Yeah, and then he's like, Raced says, you're going to be gone now, just abandoning me. And Ralik's like, are you wanting me to stay? Anyway, very, very cool. And then we get more of Kruppa's kind of narrative of what's going on. And he does this nice kind of summary of that whole chapter, which is awesome. Okay. And then we get to chapter 4. And in this one, more than going through all of these different things that happen, a couple highlights. We have Traveler who's kind of just shown up to this shore or whatever. He's had no water. He fights this bear. As far as I'm concerned, this is the Dasim Ultur or whoever. He's still as awesome as ever, even though he's kind of withered away a little bit. I like this group that's with Clip, even though I'm not sure how that is going to go. He's holding on to this stuff against Animander. And I'll get to kind of the themes that I think are very cool, but I just wanted to go through some of this. The Seer Damin goes out to the Great Barrow where Ikovian is. And it's very interesting that he goes out and he says, I'm here. I kind of paraphrasing. I respect what you have done, and it's great. I'm not asking for you to do that for me. And we saw that a little bit in Memories of Ice where, people needed Ikovian, and he was willing, but they would not just ask him. And it sounds like, it's interesting to see Ikovian and Animander Rake be kind of similar roles in some ways. Not really, but it's interesting to see these two being spoken about so closely to Black Coral. And Seer Damin's relationship with Ikovian, the idea of Ikovian, he has this faith in him, but also Spinnik has this hope. Remember, the first thing that was gone when Animander Rake killed Tiam, and they could, they had bloody faces. They had drank some of the blood of Tiam. I keep saying as far as I could tell, but they did this, and Mother Dark was like, "This is a major thing you guys have done." It's like these blood rituals and things in a lot of these stories are very grave things, and she has like a curse on them. And the first thing that really left the Tist Andi for doing this is this, the children of Animander is this hope. Hope is the first thing, and hope is in the prologue. People losing hope. Spinnik has found hope through the Seer Damin, who, even though I love that the Seer Damin doesn't have to have this official thing from Ikovian. Like, Ikovian kind of would hug he would embrace these people, and then there would be this immediate change. But just kind of the idea of Ikovian's willingness while he was alive. It seems like that's what kind of, he doesn't need that, but it's still kind of driving him forward. But it seems like his faith is maybe a little shaky. And if he loses faith, what does that mean for Spinnik? Because the Seer Damin, he's able to kind of view himself a little differently. I did all this in my past, but because of Ikovian, it's just very cool. It's very cool, this idea of these burdens and hope. This book has been very heavy in that way, in a good way, though. In a good way. These are good themes, but it's been like, everyone's very much at a low level, like everyone, including Animander Rake. It's great. It's really great. I mean, it's not great that they're at that level, but very cool. We have more of this Endis Salan, and we get kind of this confirmation that Ikovian maybe is going to rise up as this new god, but I don't know what kind of, you assume he would be like he was before, but it makes me a little bit worried. But who knows? I love Ikovian. He's so awesome. Okay. I just want to zip through this. We have these people that were Tenniscoury, and it's like they're brewing something. They have these bodies on stakes and things, like willing willing sacrifices to this death cult or something, and it's feeding these plants. And it's like, are they going to ingest this stuff? Is that what made them Teniscari? It's not so easy to just leave that behind. So that's going to be very cool and interesting to see, because one of the things I loved the most about the third book was all the Teniscari stuff that was in there. I'm glad that it's not just a quick fix. You know, that was a major event. That was a major thing that got brought into their lives, and this freaky ritual stuff that they're doing is just bananas. And they're trying to get rid of Anamanda Rake. Some of them, it's just wild. And yeah, it's very interesting to see that thing where, you know, Eckovian could take on the hope or could take on the burden of the Tistandi, but they were just saying that it would just be too much for them, too much room. But the Redeemer is not afraid of the dark. Okay, very cool. I think that's what was this last scene? I mean, it was the last thing I read, but I'm already kind of forgetting it a little. Oh yeah, Calor. Calor's walking around and kills a bunny or something, and I mean, he's got a major past. I wonder if he's going to eventually feel some kind of guilt or burden for what he did, because like he's a monster, at least his past. So I'm going to just leave it there. That was chapters 3 and 4. I imagine I will be done 5 and 6 at least by tomorrow. That'll be subbook 1. Talk to you later.